It happened again. PlayStation has once again raised their prices. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I come to you with some very unfortunate news. PlayStation has once again increased the prices of their PS5 consoles pretty significantly this time. So you may recall not too long ago, PlayStation put an additional $50 on top of the $500 for the normal PS5. I believe $100 on the digital PS5, so the discless one. The PS5 Pro, they put another $50 on it, so making it $750. This time around, oh boy, the base PS5 now costs $650. The digital edition PS5, no disc, $600. And here's the real kicker. The PlayStation 5 Pro that nobody asked for, that we really did not need, is $900. Now let's remember, this is all before tax. Okay, let's just look at the PS5 Pro, for example. $900. And also remember, right? Also, let's remember the PS5 Pro does not come with a disc. Now, most people would want a disc. That's an additional $80. $80 on top of the already $900 plus tax, which will be about $40 in the US, I think, for everybody, making it over $1,000 plus the tax on the PlayStation console itself. You're talking a good $1,030, $40. The same goes for the base PS5 or even the digital PS5. $650 for the base PS5 plus tax, making it almost $700, almost $650 for the digital edition. Now look, this really should not come as a surprise, though I guess it does, because PlayStation hasn't really put up the prices much, right? It was only one time. Xbox has done it like 3 times. They've put up the prices of their accessories, of their Game Pass. I believe PlayStation also did kind of put out a statement before saying that they weren't gonna put up the prices of their consoles again, or at least anytime soon, and I guess that was just a lie. It's so unfortunate. It's so sad that it seems like if you want to get into gaming, this would be the absolute worst time, right? Whether you want to get into PC gaming or console gaming. PC, RAM, right? The RAM shortages, all RAM is just so expensive. You can get parts for everything else, right? But for RAM, you're going to be looking at hundreds of dollars just for some RAM. If you want to buy a PlayStation or Xbox, either console, for the base one, $650. And for both consoles, again, even if you want to get the cheaper option, the Xbox Series S, which is not even a next gen console, I think is $400 or $450 when it was initially like $300. And now the digital edition for the PS5 is $600. You tackle on some games, maybe another controller, the subscription services, you're going in debt. And we all know their reasoning, right? The usual excuse, oh, our economy, this and that. What do they say here? With continued pressures in the global economic landscape, we've made the decision to increase the prices of PS5, PS5 Pro, and PlayStation Portal. I forgot about that, to be honest. So effective April 2nd. So if you're looking to get a PS5 relatively soon, I suggest you try to speed up the process, because you're going to be tackled on another $100. Yeah, you know, they say they do this to ensure that they can still put out the quality content and whatnot that they've been doing. It's like all these companies just work together, to be honest. Like, they're all competitors, but they definitely have to be in cahoots somehow, some way, right? Like, we look at just recently, Epic Games fired 1,000 people, you know, for pretty much the same reason. Xbox, not that long ago, increased the prices of a lot of their stuff. Honestly, it kind of seems like Xbox just wants to one-up PlayStation any chance they get, even if it's something bad like this. Like, watch, next week, Xbox, another price increase, making it $700 just for a normal Xbox. But yeah, man, this is just so unfortunate. Like, looking forward to the future. Gaming looks so good, right? Like, in terms of the games we're gonna get and things like that. But in terms of the amount of money that people need to spend to, one, getting gaming, and then also just buy games, it's not looking good. We all always talk about GTA 6 and how that game could push the $80 standard or even higher, right? We all talk about that because if they do it, other companies will indeed try to do it. Now, will they succeed? I've been saying I don't think so, right? We look at Outer Worlds 2, they priced the game at $80 at first and quickly got shut down, so they went back to $70. Apparently that game didn't even do well, so if they had it at $80, it probably would have done worse. Mario Kart, Nintendo with Mario Kart did get away with it, pricing it at, I believe, $80 for digital. Physical, I think it was $90, which is just ridiculous. But no doubt other companies can try this, and they will try this, but you know, the question is, will they be able to get away with it? I could definitely see companies like Ubisoft, who are kind of stupid, make stupid decisions. I could see them trying to do it with Assassin's Creed or something. You know, granted, the new Assassin's Creed game, the newest one, did do pretty well. It was well received, but was it worth you know, $70, or is it going to be worth $80 or $90? I highly doubt it. There's just overall a big issue in the gaming industry of money being used irresponsibly. Now, look, I'm not a data analyst. I'm not some financial advisor, okay? I don't know the money and the ins and outs and, you know, all that. But the gaming industry is the most profitable industry in the world, man. You've combined everything else. It doesn't even equate to the amount of money the gaming industry makes. I just think a big issue that occurs, you know, I watched a recent video by Podcast Now, you know, cool YouTuber, you should check him out. He was talking about like the gaming industry and how much money they put into video games, right? Like apparently the average, I think it was a Jason Schreier, he was saying like the average amount of money it takes to make a video game is like 300 million, which is ridiculous. We can look at two pretty recent games, right? Resident Evil Requiem, I don't think there's, or I don't know if there's any official data on it yet. When I looked it up, they did say it was around 60 to 70 million. I believe Capcom also put out Dragon's Dogma. I think that was their most, I think the second one was their most expensive game to make. That was like a little less than 100 million, I think. We could also look at Ghost of Yotei, right? Apparently Yotei had around the same budget as Ghost of Tsushima, which was around 70 million. So we could assume Yotei was around 70, 80 million. If those two games could be such high quality and just really good, why can't these other games do the same thing? Why did Spider-Man 2 need a $300 million budget? All of that money, right? Like that $300 million budget is going to contribute to price increases because you're putting out so much money. You need to sell certain amounts of copies in order to make that money back, or even, you know, yeah, just break even. And if you're not an exclusive, right, you're gonna have to pay PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. Everybody has to get their cut. This is just such a, like, I want to say stupid issue, but bro, it's ridiculous. It's getting to a ridiculous point. Why is a PlayStation console almost $1,000, man? This begs the question, how much is the PlayStation 6 gonna cost? There have been talks that the PlayStation 6 and next-gen Xbox were gonna be delayed. Now there's more talks that no, they're just gonna come out next year. At least for PlayStation, I don't know about Xbox. They did just reveal, I think, Project Helix. You know, they're still in the like project title phase, so maybe it's not really ready to come out yet. Typically, PlayStation and Xbox do always release their consoles like in the same week, so I'm tempted to think that they will release both next year, or at least in the same year. But if they come out next year, yeah, we're looking at thousands of dollars in consoles. The Xbox console is already going to be like a PC console hybrid, so yeah, that's definitely going to be nothing less of $1,000. I'm thinking like $1,200. The PS6, if the PS5 Pro is almost $1,000, the PS6 has to be $1,000. The PS6 has to be more powerful than the PS5 Pro because the 6 is still the next gen console, right? So it has to be, if I'm not mistaken. If things don't change soon, we're all our pockets, bro. I don't even know if we'll be able to continue like this. Just a little side note here, back to GTA 6. I've always told myself if the PS5 Pro is the only console that could run that game at 60 FPS, then I would have to get that console to get the absolute best experience. I think it was last year that there were talks that the PS5 Pro was the only console so far that was able to run 60 FPS. They were doing testing and everything on the Pro console, and at that point, it was the only one that could run 60 FPS. Who knows if there was any change since then? But if that's the case when the game actually comes out, bro, you're telling me I'm gonna have to fork over $1,000 just to get GTA 6, and then I'm gonna have to get the biggest version of GTA 6, bro. This video is just me yapping, but yeah, this is ridiculous. It's really getting to a point. The gaming industry seems like it's in a decline. It seems like it's on an incline. It's very up and down. Like, I don't know. In terms of games and technology, yeah, everything is amazing. We're getting great games. Some people might argue games have just gotten worse. But in terms of like how much money people have to pay and, you know, the things you get with the money you have to fork over, it just doesn't match up in some instances, you know? Like the fact that you have to pay $650, or, you know, if you get the Pro console, almost $1,000 for the console. And then if you're new, of course, you don't know about the subscription stuff. If you want to play online or anything like that, you gotta pay for the subscription services. It's just sad. It's just sad, man. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't know when we're gonna see a price decrease in these consoles. We've had some sales on them, but like it doesn't matter because these were like the original prices. Like it's crazy that day one, or like the first 2 years of the PS5 life cycle, were the best times to get a PS5. Typically with time, right, consoles lose their value. they go down in price, but not the PS5 console. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, like it up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.